gotten so far away from who we supposed to be, and every other nation, the heathen nations, they have a part and a hand in making sure and understanding that we don't have an understanding of what our responsibility is.
Bring it out.
So they'll do things like have different what they call restaurants. They have what's the term? Delicacies.
Come on.
Delicacies. You know, they dress the word up. Delicacies.
Right.
This is abominable foods. This is not for you. God hates those foods for us to eat. It's
right.
not for us. It's not a food. Pork, lobster, shrimp, clam. All these are not meant for upstanding or any Israelite to eat.
That's right.
It's garbage.
Right.
Could you give me Leviticus 11:7?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, and verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Thank you. The swine and the pork. You know, everyone's eating swine. You know, we blindly eat it without considering the health consequences. Gout, high blood pressure, diabetes. So, and numerous other ailments that come with eating a food that is we are commanded not to eat. Not only are we a thing we don't consider for the commandment that's put on us, we only think about it in terms of us eating it. But the commandment, as the brother also read, could you read out? Yeah.
Let me get a precept. The book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse number 13. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear the God love it not.
That's right. The abomination is the most hated thing to the Most High. So we should hate what He hates, and we should love what He loves. Keep bringing.
Verse
8.
Verse 9.
Right.
Sirach, chapter 15 and verse 13. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear God love it not.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
So not only do we not consider that we're not supposed to be eating these foods, but He even goes so far as to say that we're not supposed to touch this creature.
Bring it up.
It's sinful. So you have we don't consider that we have a lot of, you know, y'all gonna hate to hear me say it, a lot of professional sports. You know, the things they use with football, basketball, most of those things are made out of pig skin.
Dang.
Okay?
Dang.
Now, we have Israel who dominates these sports. You can make a lot of money off of it, sure enough. But in the midst of doing so, they have to consider, is all this money we're making worth rejecting or being disobedient to the Most High and His commandments?
Come on.
You got to think about so many things that come along with it in those sports. You have noteworthy figures that will go so far to do things, not only playing in their sports week in, week out, day in, day out, but then they also do things like their image. Their image, there are a lot of younger people that they can strongly influence in the right way, but they're doing it the wrong way.
Bring it out.
Doing things like they might shave their face. They're constantly shaving their face. They might shave their head bald, like Michael Jordan. You know, these are, some people may take that as a trendy thing to do and might follow suit and take following and what the and how they are able to be inspired by those things, but ultimately those things are to your detriment.
Bring it out.
You know, they take advantage of the understanding that Israel, you know, we're the salt of the, what they call, we're the salt of the earth.
That's right.
We're the best at it. Well, whatever there is to do in the world, when we get our hands on it, we the best.
That's right.
We're the absolute best.
That's right.
It's not even, they'll try to argue it, but it's really beyond argument at this point. Keep bro.
Salt earth.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse number 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt hath lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men.
So if we're not doing that, if we're not using who we are, knowing us the salt of the earth, and understanding what salt is by that scripture, that verse, we understand when we want to season our food, when we want to make something better, especially when our people cook. Who season food like a Israelite?
Bring it out. That's right.
Who does it? Now who does that like us? No one I can think of. So even with that spreads on to a lot of other things that we do in this world.
Bring it
We're
out.
great at sports, cooking, writing. I mean, it's nothing that we done, not only in terms of building these historical nations and civilizations, where our hand and our culture is literally sprinkled upon the landscape of those civilizations. Our flavor is above and across all of it. We the salt of the earth.
That's right.
You know?
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. So look, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So we are holy. We are holy, and for those who don't know what holy means, holy simply means we're separate. We're set apart. We're like a it's like that first day of school. You know, when you was little, you went to school, and you got all these clothes. You got all these clothes in you that you could wear, but then you got that fit. You got that fit. You laid it out on the bed. You know, you probably put your shirt, your polo, and your little chain on there. You know what I'm saying? Right. The shorts. You know, you laid it out. And out of all the clothes you had, this was the one you was gonna go with. You set that fit apart from everything else. You know, and the way you did that, you chose that, is the same way the Most High, He did and had the right and the discretion to do with us. So we should feel blessed and privileged to be chosen.
Oh, come.
The book of First Chronicles, chapter 17 and verse 21. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people Israel, whom God went to redeem to be his own people, to make thee a name of greatness and terribleness by driving out nations from before thy people.
That's right. So the way the Most High dealt with us is like no other nation. You know, for the good and for the bad. Because the Most High, he views us in choosing us above all other nations. He looks at us directly like his children. And also, like his children, he disciplines us the same way. You know, he has, true enough, he made all the other people, all the other nations in the world, but this nation, Israel, those are his true children. So that's where we have to deal with the curses of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, let's start with Deuteronomy 28:15. You give me one. 28.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15. But it should come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So, by now, we had a choice. We could either do the right thing or we could do the wrong thing. And for some reason, the destructive thing seems like the easiest thing to do in the world. And that for some reason we chose that and we continue to choose that.
Right.
And the other nations, they're aware. They're not, it's not a mystery to them for the simple fact that they know we're not the same, we're set apart, and they're an enemy to us. So in terms of them knowing that they're our enemies, they're gonna treat us like enemies and keep us lost. Now, there's an alternative. Can you give me 28:1?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse number 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Now, listening to that verse, you would like to think that's the obvious thing to do. Who wouldn't want to be set above all the other nations on the earth according to the Most High Yahweh?
That's right.